Hi Seekers, as promised, here I am to read you your next edition of a Superstar Read Aloud. We're going to try to tackle 2 chapters today. They're not very long, so we'll be able to get through it no problem. Just to recap, we last left off with Lester leaving the kickball field to go to Mr. Jacobson's room to take a break because he was really struggling to understand why Ricky was so angry with him when he was just, excuse me guys, when he was just trying to help, the team and help Ricky become better kickers. So he is now in Mr. Jacobson's room, and that's where we're picking off with the chapter entitled Break. Mr. Jacobson walks around the corner of the bookcase. That shoe's seen better days. It won't even stay on my foot anymore. I can imagine, he laughs. Then he asks me what's going on. You never come over here and ask me that. You always let me come to you when I'm ready to talk. He kneels down beside me. I'm going to be busy in a little bit, so if you want to talk, we need to do it now. I tell him about my experiment and how I learned to kick really far, and about how I tried to help Ricky with his kick and how he got mad. Can you think of a reason why giving him advice would make him mad? No. Lester, I want you to think about something. Mr. Jacobson looks behind him and then back to me. What if Ricky won that science fair instead of you? Thinking about that makes me laugh. That would never happen. I'm the best at science. Lester, that's how Ricky feels about kickball. I stop laughing because it doesn't feel funny anymore. Mr. Jacobson stands up. Ricky kicked me off the field. Does that mean I can't play tomorrow? No, Lester, you get to play. Good, because if I didn't, that would be like doing a whole science fair project and not actually getting to be in the science fair. I think you might need some different shoes, though, Mr. Jacobson says, and he looks at the clock. All right, Lester, since you seem to be feeling better now, why don't you head on back to class? Why do you want me to leave so fast? I'm getting ready to work with someone else. But there's always a lot of kids in here at the same time. It never mattered before. The sound of metal hitting metal echoes through the room, like a chair hitting the leg of a table. Someone else is here. Mr. Jacobson walks around the corner of Beanbag Beach toward the front of the room. How are you doing today, buddy? Whoever's in the chair doesn't say anything. I thought we'd take a break from multiplication for a couple of days and review subtraction. Why? I recognize the voice, but peek around the corner just to be sure. I knew it. Ricky's here. It's always good to review, and I found this fun Halloween worksheet, Mr. Jacobson says. Let's start with this one. Show me what you'd do first. Ricky doesn't have time to show Mr. Jacobson anything because the phone rings, and Mr. Jacobson answers it. Yes, he's still down here. I'm not sure how long. Mr. Jacobson hangs up the phone. Who's here? Ricky asks. I jump. Oh, sorry guys, my doggies just saw something in the yard. Who's here? Ricky asks. I jump back into my beanbag and try not to breathe. Ricky walks around the corner of the bookcase, then turns back around and disappears. I wait for him to come back around the corner and start yelling at me, but he doesn't. When I peek around the corner again, he's sitting down with his head on the table. Ricky, Mr. Jacobson says, please sit up. He's going to tell people, Ricky says. Tell people what? Mr. Jacobson asks. That I'm doing baby math? Don't call it that, Ricky. You know we all have our struggles. I didn't start reading until 5th grade, Ricky yells. Yeah, Mr. Jacobson, you've told me that dumb old story a million times, but guess what? Knowing that you were stupid too doesn't help. Ooh, ouch. This time, I don't argue. Ricky is madder than I've ever seen him before. He's so mad, he's yelling at a teacher. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I've got to skip a part. Okay, I'm sorry, I skipped a line, so let me go back. Ricky yells at Mr. Jacobson. Yeah, Mr. Jacobson, you've told me that dumb story a million times, but guess what? Knowing that you are stupid too doesn't help. Mr. Jacobson walks around the bookcase. Lester, I think it'd be best if you'd go back to your room now. This time, I don't argue. Ricky is madder than I've ever seen him before. He's so mad he's yelling at a teacher, which is something you're never allowed to do. Ever. I walk out of the room as fast as I can. As soon as I'm out in the hallway, I realize my shoe is still in there. But it doesn't matter because it's broken, and Mom's going to have to get me a new pair anyway. The only other shoes I have are my brown dress-up ones, and I can't play kickball games in those. All right, that was the chapter titled Break. So we definitely found out some new information about Ricky. Might give us a little bit of insight into some of Ricky's behaviors and some of Ricky's actions and why Ricky has the character traits that he does, why he acts the way that he does. And we'll talk about that a little bit more as the book progresses. But for now, I'm going to keep on going. This next chapter is titled Shoes. Here we go. When I come out to the car with one shoe, Mom makes me go back in for the other one. She says I can't go to the shoe store and walk around in a public place without both of my shoes on. So I go back in and get it because we have to go to the shoe store tonight. It takes almost an hour to get to the mall and find a parking spot and walk all the way to the shoe store, which is really far away from the mall doors. And it takes even longer because I keep walking out of my shoe. But when we get there, all the walking and losing my shoe was worth it. There's a poster in the window, twice as tall as I am, that says, "Run faster, jump higher, kick harder, be a superstar." We have an advertisement trying to pull Lester in, huh? Blue stars are shooting out of the words. Ooh, that's pretty persuasive. Under the poster is a pair of shoes unlike any other shoes I've ever seen before. They're shiny like the poster itself, and they look like they would come up to my ankles. On each side of the shoe is a blue star, just like the ones on the poster. But the shininess and the stars aren't even the most amazing part. The bottoms of the shoes don't have designs or patterns on them. The sole on the left shoe says the word super, and the sole on the right shoe says the word star. Behind the glass is a bunch of sand showing how it would look if you walked across it wearing those shoes. Every step of the left foot writes super, and every step with the right foot writes star. Super star, super star, super star. Mom! She's shaking her head. I can't get them. What? Why are you shaking your head, Mom? I just can't believe these shoes exist. Yesterday, they didn't. A man wearing a black and white striped shirt walks around the corner. Today is the very first day they're available. It says, "Kick harder" on the sign. Do they really make you kick harder? The triple reinforced toe box provides your foot with the perfect kicking surface. If that won't help with your kicking, I don't know what will, says the man in the uniform. Did you hear that, Mom? They have triple reinforced toe boxes. I'll probably kick even better tomorrow. Uh-huh, she says. Would you like to try on a new pair of superstars? He asks me. Yes, yes, yes. Mom tells the man my size, and he goes into the back of the store. Mom and I sit on a red bench and wait for him. He comes out a few seconds later with a blue box. These are new for the holiday season, the man says. I didn't know they sold shoes for Halloween, Mom says. No, ma'am, the Christmas season. He takes the lid off the box, but I can't see my shoes yet because they are covered in tissue paper. But it's only October, Mom says. People want to start early these days. Be done by Thanksgiving, you know. I hold my foot up in his face. A little excited, aren't we? The man says. Yes, but it doesn't seem like you are, I say to him. Patience, Grasshopper. Patience. He just called me Grasshopper, but I don't even care why, because he pulls out one of the shoes of the box and holds it up. It's just as shiny as the example shoe in the window. It's tall and puffy like a boot, but it looks like a sneaker. He turns it over, and carved into the rubber is the word super. He puts my left foot on an angled stool, then slides it into the shoe, and I'm wearing it. I'm wearing the super. I jump up and start walking around. Don't you want the other one? Oh yeah, the other shoe. I sit back down and put my other foot out. He holds the shoe up. Star is covered into the bottom of it. Then he ties the laces for me, even though I know how to tie them myself, and he asks me to stand up. He pushes down on my toe and then squeezes around the sides of my foot. They seem to fit really well with a little room for growing. Walk around the store and see how they feel. I step up on a bench. With just a little jump, I can probably make it to the sand in the window. The man runs over and holds an arm out in front of me. You can't go in the sand. But we don't have any sand at home and I want to test them out. Don't worry, they work in dirt too. How do they feel on your feet? Mom asked. They're the most wonderful, perfect, amazing shoes ever invented, I tell her. She puts her arm on my shoulder, so I have to face her. But do they feel good? Yes, Mom. Yes. I could walk for 10 miles and my feet would feel like they just got out of bed in the morning. Mom looks at the man. Do I dare ask how much they are? Only $99.99 plus tax. They're on sale this week only. Next week, they'd cost you $119.99. $120 for a pair of shoes for a 10-year-old? These aren't just any shoes, ma'am. They're superstars. Yes, I'm aware of the name. Sir, if you would please just give us a minute. Mom pulls me over to the bench and sits me down next to her. Mom, please. Please, Mom. Please. These are the perfect shoes for me and for kickball and for everything. Mom looks down at my feet and then back to my face. Here's the deal, Lester. I will buy you these shoes now, but we will be partaking in our first and last bit of holiday season shopping described by this gentleman earlier, and you will be receiving $99.99 plus tax less of Christmas presents this year, which means that you might just be getting some fruit for Christmas. Deal! I reach out and shake her hand, but she pulls it away too quickly. And you're not allowed to grow out of them. Ever. Mom, I can't stop growing. She puts her arm around me and starts squeezing. What if I hold you like this forever? Mom! Okay, Lester, but these really do count as Christmas presents, okay? Is that a deal? I hold my hand out to her again. As soon as we shake, the man is standing right next to us again. Would you like me to box them up? Are you kidding me, Mom says? I'll be lucky to get them off of him when he goes to bed tonight. Don't worry, Mom. I don't sleep in shoes, except on meteor shower nights. He puts my old shoes in the box, and we all walk to the counter. After we pay, Mom and I walk out of the store, right past the shoe poster. I'm wearing those shoes right now. They're on my feet. Get ready, dirt. Here I come. What a great chapter. I just love that. I love that Lester is finally getting his shining moments. I love that we're finally starting to understand maybe why Ricky is so hard on everyone else. Maybe why Ricky is judging everyone else so harshly and doesn't always have the best communication skills. I think that maybe we're starting to understand that maybe Ricky has some hidden fears and worries of his own. And we all know that when we have those inner fears and inner worries and inner struggles, sometimes if we don't handle those correctly and if we don't process those in a healthy way, it makes us act out. It makes us angry. It makes us sad. It makes us anxious. And I have a feeling that maybe Ricky and his struggles with school might be why he is the way he is. So I want you guys to think about that. I want you guys to think about maybe why people who aren't kind might be acting the way they are. Maybe think if there are motivations behind their actions that we may not know about every day. So, food for thought as we finished up this great section of Superstar. I will pick back up with this again next time, guys. We are almost to the end. I can't wait. It's getting great. It's getting exciting. I hope you've enjoyed following along. That's all for me for today. I am headed off to get some more work done. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. It's another beautiful day out here. The sun is shining. The birds are singing. The dogs are barking. I hope you have a great day. Talk to you later, guys. Bye.